Why is the moon sometimes up during the day? Why is its phase and location so inconsistent? Where are the cycles in the moon and its phases? There are a lot of misconceptions about how the moon and its phases change in a month, so let's clear them up. I sometimes jokingly say everything happens in a month due to the origin of the word. While a moon cycle is actually 27 days, rounding up to a month fits just fine. The classic misconception of the moon is, in my opinion, in Minecraft. Not to hate on the game, I love it, but it gets the moon's behavior quite wrong compared to the Earth's. The Minecraft moon rises at dusk, or 6 p.m., reaches its highest point at midnight, 12 a.m., and sets at dawn, 6 a.m. The moon phases change every night and the cycle is 8 nights long. However, what it gets the most wrong is that the position of the moon is always highest at midnight. The moon on Earth only reaches the highest point in the sky at midnight when we have a full moon. Let's look at the real sky to see it better. On the day I am recording this, May 26, 2021, there is a full moon in the night sky. What that means is that the Earth is in the same plane as the moon and the sun, and it is in between them instead of off to the side. At night, we look up into the sky and see the moon. Since the moon is directly away from the sun, it looks highest to us, or at the highest point in its sky, when we are positioned opposite the sun, when the actual person standing on Earth is opposite the sun. That is midnight. Therefore, the full moon is highest in the sky at midnight. The new moon works in almost the opposite way. When I was a kid who didn't fully understand the patterns of the sky, I thought the new moon was still up at night, but we just couldn't see it because it was dark. But the question of why is it dark actually also answers the question of where is it? In this case, the Earth and the moon have switched places, and in order to look at the moon, we basically have to look directly at the sun during the day. The new moon is highest in the sky at noon. Half moons occur when the moon is at a right angle from the sun and the Earth. If we're looking from north down on the Earth-Moon system, the Earth turns counterclockwise, and so does the moon's orbit. The moon is tidally locked to Earth, meaning that one revolution or day on the moon is the same as 1 year, one full orbit around the Earth. This is why we only ever see one side of the moon. The far side is an accurate description, but not the dark side. During a new moon, the side we can't see is the bright side, but that's getting off topic. A good way to visualize the whole system is in this clock diagram. Each position shows the moon's position at different points in a month. Here we have the full moon, here we have the new moon, and here are the first and third quarters respectively. In this region, the moon appears to grow night to night, known as waxing, and in this region the moon appears to shrink over the nights, called waning. In this region, you can see only a sliver of the moon, so we call it a crescent, and here you can see more than half the moon, so we call it a gibbous. You can use this to determine the time any moon phase will be highest in the sky. For example, the best time to see a waxing crescent is about 9 a.m. You can then draw a semicircle centered at that time to determine when it will be rising, which is 3 a.m., and when it will be setting, about 3 p.m. Now you know where and when to look for any phase of the moon. Let's bring it back to the first questions though. Why can we sometimes see a gibbous moon during the day? That almost doesn't seem possible until you remember that most of Earth does not have exactly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime. If you live at 30 degrees or more in your latitude, your summer daylight hours will be significantly longer than your winter daylight hours. The moon doesn't care about seasons, so a far northern observer would see the full moon rise before the July sun sets. Phases of planetary bodies are important. They're how we actually determined that the Earth is not the center of the universe hundreds of years ago. But that's a story for another time.